படிச்சு பெரிய ஆன பிறகு டாக்டர் ஆகணும். பெரிய பையனா இன்ஜினியர் ஆகணும்னு ஆசைப்படுவேன்.
Noble dreams like any other child, but there's a catch. They are disabled. In normal circumstances, they would be shunned and cast aside by a society that prejudices a handicapped. But the work of S. Ramakrishnan has given these children and others a renewed hope for the future. A stellar engineering student from a well-to-do family, Ramakrishnan's future looked bright. Unfortunately, this was not to be.
While doing my fourth year mechanical engineering, I went for naval officers selection for Indian Navy and the university entry scheme. And while doing obstacles as part of interview, I fell down from a tree and sustained fracture dislocation of my spinal cord.
It was a painful twist of fate that would change his life forever. Paralyzed neck down, he lay on his hospital bed depressed and hoped that his worthless life would just end. Just living day to day was and still is a big challenge for Ramakrishnan. He cannot sit up for prolonged periods, and even simple tasks like scratching his face needs to be done by his caregivers, which hardly ever leave his side. It was his late doctor, Amarjit Singh, that turned his life around, telling him, "Never ask, why me? Ask, why not me?" This opened his eyes to the suffering of others around him.
During my hospitalization at the military hospital, Kirki, I could see a number of spinal injured patients. Nearly 80 patients were there in the hospital, like me. And after my discharge, when I came home, I could see many children are getting affected by polio.
It was this new resolve and the support of his wife and family that Ramakrishnan began his quest in giving new hope to the lives of the less fortunate.
So to help the challenged persons, we started this Amar Sevasanam in the year 1981, and our dreams are gradually coming true, and it is coming into action.
Aiyikudi in the Thirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu, home to Ramakrishnan for 53 years of his life. Flanked by rolling paddy fields, agriculture is the main livelihood of the people. In a village where only physical abilities are important, there is little or no support for the disabled who are cast aside by society and deemed useless. His mission, to change this mindset and provide the help the disabled so desperately need.
Initially, we started this institution with a kindergarten for the local public, and later on we started doing polio immunization camps to prevent polio, and after that we were doing polio detection camps to provide them appliances like caliper, wheelchairs, etc. Now our mission is to empower the disabled citizens by integrating them with the society for better living conditions in the villages. They should also come up in life. They should avail the opportunities in and around, and the public should give them opportunity to serve the nation. They should be given opportunity in employment, in political life. They should also come up in life. they should avail the opportunities in and around, and the public should give them opportunity to serve the nation. They should be given opportunity in employment, in political life, and in other aspects.
From a small beginning with 5 disabled children under a tattered roof, the institution has grown to great heights. With the help of donors, well-wishers and volunteers, it has evolved to become a valley for the disabled, a one-stop center offering rehabilitation, medical care, education and vocational training. Today, the institution helps more than 5,000 physically challenged people in the region. Wilson is one of the many that have benefited from Amma Seva Sangam. Crippled by polio since young, he felt his life wasting away till a social worker brought him to the institution.
வழியே தெரியாம இருந்த எனக்கு ஒரு வழிகாட்டுதலா இது இருந்துச்சு. நான் இப்போ எங்க வீட்டில் குடும்பத்துல ஃபேமிலியே அவ்வளவா ஃபினான்சியல் பிரச்சனை நிறையா இருந்துச்சுனால எனக்கு மேற்கொண்டு இதெல்லாம் இருக்கா இதெல்லாம் வாய்ப்பெல்லாம் இருக்கா ஒன்றுமே தெரியாது. அந்த சங்கத்தில் கிடைச்ச வாய்ப்புகள் மூலம் நிறையா இந்த கோர்ஸ் ஃப்ரீயாக கொடுத்தாங்க. கேலிப்பர் கேலிப்பர் கொடுத்து எக்ஸசைஸ்லாம் கொடுத்து நடக்க வச்சாங்க. வீட்டில் இதுக்கு முன்னாடி நான் டோட்டலாக ஃபேமிலியை டிபெண்ட் பண்ணியே இருந்ததுனால இருந்தேன். இப்போ இவங்க எனக்கு ஜாப் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கொடுத்துருக்கனால எனக்கும் என்னையாலும் ஃபேமிலிக்கு ஏதோ சப்போர்ட் பண்ண முடியுது.
Lobbying for a level playing field for the disabled is also one of Ramakrishnan's top priorities. To date, he has successfully campaigned the government to providing disabled-friendly facilities at the main bus station in the district. It's a small achievement, but there's a lot more to be done.
Opportunity should be given to all the challenged persons in the world. Definitely they will also be happy and they will also contribute to the nation and to the world.
Endemic poverty, high unemployment, corruption, and weak rule of law have all contributed to Indonesia's trafficking problems. And the 54-year-old founder of Famina Institute hopes to put a stop to all this, what Kiai Hussein Mohammed sees as modern-day slavery. Many Indonesian women, like 23-year-old Kolisa, spent 4 years as a domestic worker in Abu Dhabi, but she was only paid in her first year. To many Indonesians working abroad, that's only the tip of the iceberg.
Ada juga sama aku gitu, nggak dibayar. Biasa makanan itu majikan pelit gitu. Terus ya minta gaji susah. Ya banyaknya kayak gitu. Ada yang diperlakukan nggak baik gitu sama majikan. Ya itu ya pemerkosaan yang paling jelek mah.
In the end, Kolisa returned to her village and reported the case to Kiai Hussein, hoping to get back her dues. Kolisa is just one of the many who have turned to him for help. In the year 2000, with the help of Asia Foundation, Kiai Hussein set up the Famina Institute to raise awareness about the danger of human trafficking.
ungkapkan persoalannya. Apa sih? Manusia dianggap seperti barang yang bisa dijual beli. Nah, saya menganggap bahwa trafficking ini adalah perbudakan gaya baru, new slavery. Manfaatkan kelemahan seseorang untuk dieksploitasi.
This was exactly what happened to Shafina, deceived by an agent who promised her a job as a domestic worker. She was sold to people involved in the sex trade industry.
Kamu udah pernah belum tidurin? Belum. Di otak belum. Aku telepon terus 6 hari. Di Gawang Wong, dibawa orang ke hotel sehari.
Untungnya menurut saya adalah bahwa ini tidak terlalu lama karena kakaknya selalu mencari dia melalui handphone. Meskipun dia dihalangi oleh ibu maminya untuk menerima itu, tapi nampaknya dia terus melakukan kontak.
Unfortunately, her ordeal did not end there. After going through medical and psychological treatment at this women crisis center run by Kiai Hussein, she was found to have contracted HIV.
Sukar, Pak. Jadi itulah karena itu harus bekerja sama dengan banyak sekali pihak, Pak. Termasuk kepolisian, harus kita bicara dengan polisi karena harus mencari itu. Nah, tetapi saya tugasnya tidak sampai kepada eksekusi, tidak. Tapi preventionnya, saya tugasnya prevensi. Jadi sosialisasi, penyadaran, kemudian juga kalau sudah terjadi ya hanya sekedar psikologi dari sisi agama supaya orang tidak merasa terkucilkan, harus ada rehabilitasi.
There's extensive trafficking within Indonesia, from urban to rural areas, particularly sexual exploitation and involuntary domestic servitude. That's why one of the crucial areas of Kiai Hussein's work is educating the people in Indonesia's remote villages of such problems.
Jangan tergoda oleh bujukan yang tidak jelas. Biasanya datang ke daerah untuk mencari. Anda mau pergi ke luar negeri nggak? Begitu kan? Atau datang ke kampung-kampung. Nah ini juga harus waspada, siapa harus ditanya, dari mana. Itu. Kemudian kalau misalnya Anda terpaksa harus pergi ke sana, ke luar negeri, dengan tawaran orang yang datang itu,